Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on The Merchant of Venice, and today we get to hear from the Prince of Morocco again. Now remember, the Prince of Morocco came to try to woo Portia, which apparently everybody in the world wants to do because she's gorgeous and rich, and why not? Who wouldn't want to marry her? It also seems like maybe she's a decent person, but we haven't gotten to know her that well yet. We'll learn more about her as the play goes on. Don't worry about that. So anyway, it was decreed in her father's will that anybody that wanted to marry her was to be presented with these 3 boxes, and if the suitor can pick which box contains her picture, then he gets to marry her, and if he doesn't, then he has to leave immediately. So yesterday, the Prince of Morocco was presented with the 3 caskets. One is gold, one is silver, and one is lead. The lead one said that whoever chooses that box has to give and hazard all he has. The silver one says that whoever chooses that one gets whatever he desires, or whatever he deserves, sorry, and the gold one says that whoever chooses that one gets what every man desires. So the Prince of Morocco yesterday was like hemming and hawing and which one should I pick and all this sort of stuff. And finally he settles on the gold box. So Portia gives him the key for it, and he opens it up and says, "Oh hell, what have we here? A carrion death, within whose empty eye there is a written scroll." I'll read the writing. "All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. Gilded timber do worms enfold. Had you been as wise as bold, young in limbs, in judgment old, your answer had not been inscrolled. Fare you well, your suit is cold." Cold indeed, and labor lost. Then farewell heat and welcome frost. Portia, adieu. I have too grieved a heart to take a tedious leave. Thus losers part. And he leaves. So the whole point of that is her picture is not in the gold box. It was instead maybe a skull with a scroll in it, and the scroll basically says, lots of people want to see golden things, but you can make a really pretty box of gold and fill it with a bunch of worms. And that's, yeah, if you'd been smarter than that, then you would have picked a different box that made more sense, and you would still be alive in this game of who gets to marry my daughter. So he takes the verdict and very quickly leaves. He says he doesn't want to make a big deal out of it, so he just leaves, and he leaves. And Portia's like, phew, there goes another one. Okay, moving on. And that's the end of Act 2, Scene 7. So I will see you tomorrow for more. We go back to some of the other people that we've been visiting with, Jessica and Lorenzo and Bassanio and all of them. We get to see a little bit more of them in Act 2, Scene 8 before we come back to Portia in Act 2, Scene 9, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll just see you tomorrow for another monologue. See you then.